Good afternoon, and thank you for this opportunity to propose or to present this business proposal for SAS Institute. My name is Barend Dunn from BK Consultants. Just a bit of background from a qualification point of view, I hold a BCom in banking and various certificates in business, banking, and business management. I've got 16 years financial services and business management experience, and I've held various positions within businesses across financial institutions in the SME, commercial, mid-corp, as well as the private wealth industry or segments. Key clients that I've managed over the years: Egypt Air, Cathay Pacific, Renico Construction, Dairy Bell, Meatworld, Big South Africa, Section 27, just to name a few. My experience includes managing a team of 24 people, which I'm ultimately responsible for 9,000 SME clients, 2,700 private wealth clients, 100 mid-corp clients, and 550 commercial clients. And it's important for us to manage these relationships end to end and ensuring that we do solution for the future, looking at micro and macroeconomical factors that impact the business and how that impacts on the balance sheet. And also, how do we use that insight to plan for the future and grow with our clients? Looking at the opportunity at hand, Aspire SAS Institute Incorporate aspires to be a global player in business analytics software and services company. And you have identified, for you to achieve this aspiration, this vision, is to get your key talent to be exposed to other operations in the business and around the globe, be giving them that international experience. But as a result of getting this piece right, we are losing 50% of the developed and upskilled staff, and that is over the last two periods. And it's because we are effectively getting this piece right. This loss in colleagues is putting pressure on the remaining half of the staff, and this brings its own challenges as there's key man dependencies. What success looks like for us here is, how do we increase staff morale? How do we increase profitability? How do we get to those ambitious goals? How do we achieve that vision? And how do we reduce ultimately the resignations? We've established that we want to be an effective global player. If I say we, I'm talking about SAS. And we are going to get there by upskilling our key talent. But our upskilling key talent has resulted in 50% resignations, which is causing a strain, as discussed. The impact here is long hours, work-life balance, double up of portfolios. We're looking at burnout, fatigue leaves to sick leave, downtime, and its expense at the end of the day. It's touching our bottom lines. That talks directly to client satisfaction. Poor client satisfaction or reduced client satisfaction as a result of poor service level, and then it ultimately our revenue is at risk, and it's putting us in a very difficult position to achieve our desired goals, achieve our vision. And it's important that we need to look at certain factors. It brings another challenge in terms of replacing the colleagues that's left. How long does it take us to get that bum in seat? There's business disruption, and there's continuity issues. We have impact, and as discussed, our growth is at risk. We need to understand why. We've made the investment, and these colleagues are more valuable, and we can see that because they're being poached. They're going to our competitors, they are sought after, and that's why they're being headhunted. As a result of the new gained knowledge, the experience, and the on-the-job training. So from a tacit to tacit point of view, knowledge is conveyed and it is applied. For us, our workforce is the most valuable asset. We're investing to gain new knowledge. We're paying money for international travel in these colleagues, but we need to protect them. We need to look at salary. We need to look at market medium. We need to look at what is the reasons for them going across. Because we know the investment is the yield to the desired outcome. How do we retain and capitalize on that investment? Because there's a lot of time that has gone into this. So I'm proposing that we need to look at gaining insight as to why colleagues are leaving. And I'm taking this on the foot that we're not doing exit interviews. So I would propose that our senior leadership reach out to the colleagues that has left us over the 2 years, either for a coffee session or just an informal chat, and get real insight and data as to why they've left and ask the reasons why. I would also like us to look at market research from a salary practice and grading point of view, just to see where we pitch in terms of the job grades from a salary point of view. Are we in line? Are we below medium? Are we on par or are we on above? We don't want to be in a situation where we are pricing ourselves out of the market in terms of um, relevance, but we also want to be in a position where we want our colleagues to make the decision to say, you know what, I'm being paid well. I can see that in the market I'm being paid well. I enjoy what I'm doing and I'm going to give my best because I can see my company's investing in me. Then from a retention strategy point of view, how do we reward our colleagues through performance bonuses? Do we have lock-in agreements? We pay sign-on bonuses for our colleagues if they want to start. How do we lock them in? We've sent them now on training and it's costing us a lot of money. How do we ensure that we get that worked back? Do we sign a 12-month, 24-month agreement with them? It's something that we can consider building into their contracts through the support of our HR and IR. And then obviously from our top performance, how do we lock them in through a 3 and a 5 year period? Is there an option and room to move from a vested shares point of view, which obviously vests in 5 years, and then you know you've got that talent retained for 5 years, so you have your return on investment, and it will pay and give you that benefit in 5 years' time. And then from a development plan or view, do we know what the development plan requirements is? What is the next role? Where do our colleagues want to go? That we know, we don't invest in someone that is looking to move now. And then again, sign on bonuses. If we do sign on a new colleague, do we lock them in with the sign on bonus in order to get that money? If they do decide to leave within the 12 or 24 months, how do we get that funds back just to claw back on that investment? I'm also proposing that we need to look at regular surveys um, and maybe start with a survey just to get the staff satisfaction feel to see, and ask pertinent questions around, is it work-life balance? Is it flexibility? Is it workload too much? Are we looking at our environment? Does it need to be more conducive for us to work together as a team? Is there that interaction that is required? And then also a voice of our colleagues. We need to listen and give them an opportunity to give us, some insight, either by anonymously or, if they have the opportunity to tell us or have the freedom to tell us. And then we need to look at building pipeline. We've seen it with our competitors. They are poaching our staff because they are proactive. They are looking at LinkedIn, they're getting referrals. We can do the same. In the event that we potentially might have someone at risk, then we can quickly see, okay, cool. We had a coffee chat with this oak before. We don't know what the future holds, but we know there's a potential plug and play here. And then from an exit interview point of view, it's something we need to bring in, be authentic and realistic, and then build into that a win-back strategy. So can I phone you in 3 months' time? Can I phone you in 6 months' time? Just to check in with you and to see, are you happy? Are you not? Can we not potentially talk about the future? From a closing point of view, it's important for us to review quarterly with HR as a leadership team to understand if we were successful or not. And we will see that in the reduction of resignations, and then also look at the curve there from the plans that we've put in place. We need to reflect and decide to where we've made the changes. Are we going to keep it the same, or are we going to change it where it's required? Regular checking and quarterly reviews is key critical for each and every person in this organization. Brainstorming sessions where we can have inclusive, diverse discussions around problems and solving, and get everyone together to work together to a solution and insight. And there's so much value that's sitting within that. And then lastly, just says to create an environment for practice where we've invested in these colleagues, that they can come back and apply what they've learned. It's frustrating to learn all these new things, give them these responsibilities, and then they can't issue. They can't act on it, and then our competitors comes, poaches them, and then we sit with the situation that we are sitting. Thank you for the opportunity, and yeah, I'll hear soon from you. Thanks.